land that is overseas, but it allows you to build similar to the local governor, but it needs to be, not connected to your country and overseas. So a good idea for me as Milan would maybe to be go and conquer Constantinople and build a naval governor in Constantinople, which would radiate out 80 control over all of here. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love it. Fantastic change, fantastic addition. And yeah, big fan of that. There's also a whole bunch of extra stuff. We did all those already. The scrolling, food prices changed, production efficiency, river proximity, all of this stuff. There's a lot more in here. I'm not going to read everything. As I said, I've gone over what I think are the biggest changes to the game that is going to impact the way.
Let's get negative, baby. Are you kidding me, Paradox? What is this shit? Hello? Hello? Sorry guys, I'm trying to get the negative energy flowing. I'll get there. We'll open my Spain campaign. That'll help me get more negative. What are you thinking, Paradox? Do you even care about land value? Why? Why did they do it? Have you even heard of the Great Spanish Dynasty? Like, come on. How am I supposed to unify China? Why am I inflated? I don't know. You know what's crazy? Is sounds like a bunch of India. Oh, what's the main concern? Well, I think that control is like a joke, right? Like it's like we can just have control everywhere and we're gonna devaluate like control is like a joke. I can have as much control as I want and like all across the world, right? Which is like kind of stupid, if you ask me. And what I mean, and then having like 6+ capitals is kind of silly. I'd say, for one, like I don't know, I don't know about that. And the naval governor thing is really dumb, I think. Like, oh, you gotta like specifically. It can't be like you gotta do something weird, right? If you want to get value out of the naval governor, you're like, I'm intentionally not going to connect my land so that I can use these. That just feels really bad to me. Like it feels really like kind of gamey, for lack of a better word, but combat's terrible. Mercenaries are unbalanced. What else? Well, what else can I say? I think that I like the governor stuff. I just don't like the way that it's implemented. I don't like the basically like I mean the reality is and maybe you guys will agree or disagree, but they essentially just made it so you have to go naval every time, even as a landlocked nation, because eventually you're going to be non-land. Like maybe that's even a benefit because then you can, you're landlocked, you can go get some naval land that's disconnected, and it's actually better for you, right? that's like ideal for you. But like the idea that like you get 2 extra capitals for going naval basically takes away choice. I think that's bad from a gameplay perspective. You shouldn't take away choice, right? Like I feel like your choices as far as like, you know, naval versus land is like, well, why you're just trolling. There's not really a choice. Just 2 extra capitals for free is like kind of insane, right? And so yeah, I think that's pretty bad for like you know, like there's like I don't know, there's no nation that I could imagine playing where you wouldn't just go naval. Yeah, naval was already better, I think. Now it's just like terrible, terrible. Yeah, I think the also like the combat I've gone through this, but the combat is like really not fun. It's like okay, the game thinks that this is even, but it's like it's so far off even. The amount like the player's ability to get regulars, like I don't know, regulars are just like super broken. I don't know. I'm not a fan. But it's kind of like you want to build regulars because it's like how do you solve that, right? Like if I just wanted to have fun, and you know, I was like, how do I solve that? I can't really just like not build professionals because they're gonna have some, right? So it's kind of like I've actually had messaged someone to make a mod that removes professionals and mercenaries from the game because I think the game would be better without those. Which is like, yeah, it's kind of troll, right? That I think the game would be better without those things, but the game would be like more challenging, I think, if you delete mercenaries and professionals. It's not that like the issue isn't that it's like historical or whatever. It's that the issue is that the AI doesn't understand how to build them. Like it's an issue of like the AI will use levies until you know into the age of revolutions. So that's like my issue with it. It's like it's just like the AI never stops using levies. But I would say that it's not to the extent that it is in the game, right? The extent of the game it is like, you know, the losing 20,000 versus 20 is crazy. That like there's such a thing as like professionals were good and that's crazy unrealistic, right? Like I don't think so. 20,000 losses to 20 losses is criminal. There's no way, right? Like that's absolutely criminal of a representation. That's not like I get they should be stronger, but that much stronger is criminal. You know? There's no way. I think there should be a force limit too. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that. But it's again, it's like I don't think force limit is like something I want. It's something that I think the game needs. But I think that like you get in a scenario where it's like I don't know. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of drawn comparisons to EU4, but I feel like fighting the natives is much harder in EU4, and I feel like that shouldn't be the case. Like fighting the natives in EU4 is more fun than fighting like levies in EU5, right? Because it's like at least they kind of do some damage to you. Like you should beat them, but not like you know, not like 20,000 to 20. And I feel like mixing is super awkward too. Yeah, but I just feel like I feel like it's like more of a challenge to fight. Like, how to explain? Like, I don't like that the majority of combat is levies the whole game. That is bad, I think. Like, that is not fun. Like, the majority of your combat as a whole in the game, it will be you fighting against levies. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. The whole game. Isn't that just like, can we agree that's bad? That 90% of the game is going to be you fighting against levies? Like, I feel like that is just bad gameplay. But you get to the 1630, like, you get to the campaign like this, and you're like, I could probably declare and couplage the entirety of the video game and win easily. Like, I'm sure that I would win. I could couplage every known nation and win. One point one was good? Nah. You know what was good? Was early access. That was when it was most balanced. I feel like it was so much better, like the way the balance was in early access. Levies were really strong. And there used to be land attrition, so you couldn't overstack. You used to be able to assault. They just deleted that. Why did they remove assaulting? I don't know where I'd be going. Wherever. Funny enough, I think this is the most successful I had my economy before at this point of the game. Even though it's part of Texas right now. I don't. Yeah, maybe. Oh, we're crashing out over 1.1 not fixing stuff I wanted to fix, right? Me hates the combat. And I'm sad. Let's look at battles. Try to find an even battle. All right, here you go. I intentionally made my army worse. Do you think I'll actually lose? The game thinks I'll lose. What do you think? Actually, have professionals here. We won't lose. Like, what is this? I don't even understand why they lose so badly there. I split my stack into 2, and they actually had professionals, and they just get cooked. It's because I feel like the freaking like I don't know what's going on, right? Like why? Like it's like I'm trying to lose these battles. That's what my RV into 2. Like, okay, look at this. Like there's so many versions of this that don't make sense. If I was to fight this battle like multiple times, like okay, the first time, let's just say I send my stack of professionals in, like, right? Yes, I outnumber them and I should win, but like this is ridiculous. Isn't that it's just like I swear the natives were better. Like how do you make it so it's not so bad? I don't know, like lack of a better word, I guess. That and it's like when the levies don't replenish too, so you murder them immediately, and then your guys are gonna replenish on the month tick. I think that your guys replenish way too fast. By the way, professionals. Like in EU4, it was like it took 10 months to get your guys like, you know, to replenish all the way. In this game, it feels like it's like a month or 2. Like, watch. How much should I get back in a month? Like 5,000 troops? Okay, let's send these 23,000 in and see. Like, what is this? Yeah, it's just bad. That's why I think, like, I suggested they should just remove professionals until they can figure out their game. Because it's so unbalanced. Okay, here we go. We'll send a stack. Let me split up again. We'll intentionally remove the general and send 10,000 guys in. All right. Okay, we actually did lose. Good, thank God. All right, do you think they'd win with the general? No, I haven't really. I'm not really an MP guy. Okay, you think they win with the general? Yeah. No general. They 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 lose, but the casualties inflicted are insane. But yeah. Testing how bad the combat is, basically. Just reloading and seeing how unbalanced it is. How broken professionals are. Yeah, obviously this one is ridiculous, right? Like, what's up with this? I get that I'm outnumbered and whatever, but like, That's crazy, right? That just seems like absolutely like if a battle like this happened, it would be like in the history books every time, right? There's no way a battle would be like 37,000 lost to like 1,000. It would be like every single battle would be like in the history books of like if it was, you know, like if it like I don't know, because it would be like so out of this world. Every battle is like completely unrealistic, right? Like there's no way that a battle. How often do battles happen like that historically? Maybe you guys don't know. I literally don't know. I imagine not often that a battle would result in like what is the casualty rate there? Like 40 to I don't know the math, but it's probably insane. We'll go to the other save, China, and go to China and see how bad it is. But yeah, no, I'm just crashing out a little bit. That's all I'm doing here, guys. Nothing important. Just casually complaining about 1.1 being like really 1.1 in my opinion is the experience of the devs of every game, not just this game, like to work on new things when the current things don't work. They're why are we adding like new stuff when the current game doesn't work? That's my biggest gripe with like the game. Here, little Ming is a better example. Who they beat me there? W. I think they have professionals probably. Yeah, they do. See, that's like what I want to see more. Oh, you're not late to the crash out. Check this out. Could you imagine? Hello? Are you trolling, game? In what universe could this happen? They, hello? How can we call combat even close to balanced with this? I'm just saying, like, I made this point, and this, I guess this comes from more of like an EU4 perspective. Like, but like, okay, coming from EU4 player, I want combat to be good because I think combat is something that I put high in the list of, I don't know, things that I want to be good. As a wide player, right? Like I want combat to be fun. This isn't fun. Right? It's just not. Like, hello? So you're telling me that after these guys killed 50,000 guys, they just march in and before the month even ends, they kill another 50,000 guys? Like, can you imagine if that happened in real life, how like wild that would be? Yeah, because they're levies. They never do. Yeah, well, this shouldn't happen, right? Like, that's not fun. That's the majority of combat in this game. So, I don't know. To me, it's like, okay, they added a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, well, you need to fix combat before you worry about doing that. Professionals? Nope. I like, just like... That's the point, though. Is that it's they, you know, it's the end of the Age of Reformation. Why are we just using levies the whole game? I'm just saying, like, this is like the norm, though. It's like, you know, you fight against Ming, and I literally kill like 1,000,000 people and lose maybe 100,000. And it's like, how is this fun? It's just not. Like, it really is just bad. But it's just a matter of, like, the levies need to not be a thing. You know? And it's like, we need something in place that says, like, hey, there's a force limit, so you can't have so many troops or something, right? Because it's just like, yeah, I don't know. And it's like, those guys don't replenish, right? Like, levies don't come back. Whatever losses that I took are already replenished on the month tick. Like, these guys, you know, like, let's look at how fast, like, of course, you know, just whatever. But this is why we're gonna crash out, brother, because combat sucks. It's boring as fuck. And then, you know, like, watch how fast these guys replenish in 1 month. I mean, it might be winter, but, like, still gotta wait. But no, you see that? Like, that's way too much. It's like 2 months, and I just replenished 20,000 guys. Like, I don't know. And everything's just like this. It's just like, it's frustrating. To, like, how, you know, like, I don't even want to fight wars. It's like, I'd rather just automate it or, like, you know, auto-resolve it or something. And the fact that I don't know what, like, if I'm fighting a real battle, like, those were professionals, right? They just fought, but, like, I couldn't tell you the difference. Like, you know, if I'm just playing the game like this, chilling, I don't, like, do I need to look in the, like, every single time to be like, oh, is this a real battle? Oh, they have real troops here. Okay. Because, like, how would I know that if by, like, looking at this? Like, you know, I'm zoomed out at this level. I'm like, how would like, how am I going to differentiate if I'm actually going to fight a battle or not? It wouldn't matter. Okay, mortal. Let me give you this example though. If I have food access from this person, I will replenish the same amount of troops. Not even my own land. I can just get food access over here, and it's fine. What model though? Like this, for example. Are these professionals or levies? Okay, they're professionals. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, look at their model, I guess, zoom in and be like, okay. Like, like, I play on low graphics because I want the game to play well. I get that. I don't know that the artillery is the issue, but I'm sure it's part of the issue. You should have seen my game where, like, do you guys want to know a trick to get a 100 war score with Ming? Aren't you in head institutions? I don't think so. Nope. They have all the institutions. No, I figured out this really weird way to like cheese. So basically, like, if a war goes on long enough and it won't end, then you can get to negative 100. Like, it's not here, but basically there's a modifier that gives you negative. It's like negative 100. Except force limit's like insane. But yeah, like even so, it's like my force limit is expected to have 432k. Like what? That's wild. I'm expected to have 432,000 guys. There's no chance. Like, what is Ming supposed to have? 758k? They have 55k. That's like, there's no way that anyone even comes close to their quote-unquote expected amount of guys, right? 36k, they have like nothing. I like how France is just like freaking struggling out here, man. Why are they not minting? They're 25% inflated. Okay, that's why. Why are they struggling so badly? Hold! Bruh. Paradox, what are we doing? Why are they paying 700 a month for colonies? What are we talking about? Oh my god, they're freaking... Oh my god. I see, that's what I agree too. Okay. Salve is being a little bit ridiculous, but he's not wrong. I think this patch just made the player better. I don't know, Romania formed though. Colonies feel way too useless, am I wrong? Or what do you guys think? Yeah, they're useless. I feel like colonies are a giant waste of money. You should never do it. Like, but is that like good? Like, I feel like colonization is like really in a bad place too. Like, I really don't like that. Like, the way that like there's no freaking people in North America at all. You just go there and you just colonize for free. I'm like, where are the natives, man? I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I like EU4's representation of it better. Like, colonization's so much more interesting in EU4. It's not even close. In my experience, in my personal experience, I'll say. Like, I think colonies are like way more interesting to me. The whole gameplay loop is way better in EU4. It actually feels like you get value out of it at some point. Like, it's not just a waste of your money and time. Yeah. But I feel like the governor's invalidated control, right? Now you can just now you're just like, oh, I want to go to India or China and get like, you know, whatever. I'll just go wherever I want and get full value wherever I want. Cool. Good idea, Paradox. Why even have a control system if you're just going to invalidate it with your own patch? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But like, aren't naval governors just absolutely like terrible? Like everything about naval governors is just terrible to me. Like the fact that you have to be going naval to get 2 extra free capitals, right? And the fact that you can't, like, you have to have it disconnected from your land. But the idea that you can have full value in like wherever you want in the world is like just kind of weird to me. I do too. I think land is useless. I think if you're playing Austria, like you should go naval. Like you're Bohemia, you should go naval. You know? Like why? Why? I don't know. It's just like the to me the major and like the integration loop sucks. I hate the integration loop. So if I don't want to use subjects, then I'm like pretty much just stuck like in a permanent like this is like normal, right? Where it's like my cabinet is like integrate, you know, just over and over the same action. And then when I do that, I like it feels like you're forced to use subjects the whole time. And like I don't it's just like I get to the point where I don't really want to. I know it's better to use subjects. It probably is better to use subjects the entire campaign. And now they made proximity like they I don't know. I don't even like the changes to proximity impact or like the way that they did proximity. We're crashing out about 1.1. Maybe. I'm telling you guys, the game was better in early access before it came out. Like the versions that you never got to see or never will get to see were like actually better. Oh, I blame the community. The Redditors, man, they're ruining everything. What's wrong with them? Yeah, how do we fix and but I don't know. My overall opinion is that the devs don't understand what is the issue. Like, why are they adding governors to the game? Why is that like on their mind of like this is the most important thing we need to do? Yeah, I think there is an issue too with like I think there is a big issue between like people that want the game to be like an accurate simulation and those that want to have a fun video game. Yeah, like Control went from I agree. Control went from like Russia, you know, to like I don't even know that proximity speed has any value at all. Do you guys? Don't you feel like proximity speed is a useless modifier, or am I crazy? I don't even know what it does or how valuable it is. But it's like it seems like it's like mediocre now. I would love a mod Mortal Coil that does some sort of integration, but also culture conversion too, like that part of the integration. I need. I don't know. I hate levies for the game. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I never want to like. I don't want the majority of my combat to be like, oh look, I just crushed another. Like that's what combat is to me. No, but what I was thinking, Mortal, is that for integration, is that it should be like we should integrate our land halfway at some point, right? Like to yellow. And then that should over time move to green, if that makes sense. Like I don't think it should be like immediately, but it's like I think like over time, maybe like 10 years, it takes 10 years to like go to yellow and then another 10 years to go to green or something like that. I'm just like spitballing, but something that was like a that's how I think it should work is like you shouldn't instantly. Yeah. I think subjects should be I don't even know, like to me, like how would you guys like subjects to be seen? Like what should subjects how would we like you know, I'm saying us as a community, of course, right? But what would you do to subjects to fix them? If it was like if you were Johan, like how would you go about fixing the subject issue? I agree with what you're saying, Shane. That seems like whenever they try to fix one thing or change one thing, it drastically impacts everything. And then they don't realize that every time. They're like, "Oh, we're going to change this thing." And then it's like, "Oh, well that thing just fucked over like 10 other things." Bradley, I don't really have that issue myself. Like I played I'll like this campaign for example is like I played till I play about 3 hours per age. Is my norm. About like 3 to 4 hours per age. So I can play like a full campaign in like maybe 15-ish hours. Yeah, I don't know how like Mortal what I would do, and I think there must be a flag for this, is like I'd be it would be like I I would I would unattach culture to integration if it was me. I would rather culture did something else interesting. I don't know what. But I know that there must be a flag because I know that at one point they made it so that religion was required at 50%. And so there must be like a way to. I'm not a modder. I don't know anything about that, but yeah, I like want to. How do we like? How would we, as like people that mod, I guess more so, is like how would you go about fixing combat? Like, what do you guys think? It just seems like it's such a mess right now that, and it's like, I'll tell you, I think standing armies are so much better. Standing armies are just so much better for gameplay. I complete that's probably the number one thing I miss from EU4 is just like, yeah. AI use mercenaries rarely, but I've seen it. But I don't know, guys. I'm just like, I don't think the EU5 like 1.1 doesn't move the needle, in my opinion. Like I think it is better to play in some aspect. Like 1.1 is better in the sense that the player feels stronger, I guess. But that kind of is worse in some ways too, right? Oh yeah, I think the mercenary menu is no better than it was before. like I played this campaign, right? And I think that I don't know. Is this okay? Like just what do you guys think? Is it okay with how like is the amount of control that I have like reasonable? It might be. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying like what do you guys think? But to me, my issue with naval has always been I feel like naval's like broken because you're getting value like everywhere. Like with land, you only get value like pushed out of your capital. With naval, it's like this endless sea of value as so far as you can take more coastal land. Right? Like that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm like, you just feels like you get endless value. Also, isn't it weird that like we care about proximity and stuff, but then we still make Rome a formable that like completely just removes proximity from mattering? Why is that in the game? They're like, yeah, you can just make it so roads can remove proximity completely if you're Rome. Oh, okay. Sure. Sure. I guess Rome's a pretty like crazy formable, like sure. You know. We can just remove roads, remove proximity from mattering. That's fine. Why does it even have proximity speed like here? Like 6 cents. They're like, we're gonna give you 10 proximity speed when you already have the -5 here. Yeah, I agree. Like it's fine. Like you form Rome, you've already won. Sure, sure. I mean, I can try playing it very hard. I just don't know that it's gonna make much of a difference. I have played it very hard before. I usually just don't play it very hard because as a content creator, most people play on normal, so that it's like most people would rather see me play what they're going to be playing. Is why I actually asked the community like at the community vote to ask like what they prefer to watch, and most people actually say that they prefer to watch normal. By like a majority, like a large majority. Yeah, why did they ruin proximity impact? Like I don't even know what like I feel like proximity is ruined now. How come modifier stacking was like we pretended to remove it, but we really didn't? And what about what's like a really old run? I want to see this. This is like one of my favorite builds was like my Austria build. I don't even know if I can load it in this one though. I don't think I played an Iron Man. It was a while ago. I'm like, I don't even think it's here. I thought it would be closer at the top. But, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, like this. What's the crash out? Just like Quinn, I think that the path to the game getting better is this, because the devs need people to. I don't know. They need people to complain, I guess, in some sort of way. I guess, but I think I like this patch, but I don't know. I definitely have issues. This build is hilarious. The war score is so funny. 2 war score, 3 war score. The base to war score build, man. Oh, this round was so good. Maybe I should do it again. It was so good. It was this is like this is like the best build I ever came up with. Even though I scuffed it a little bit. I think my game might be frozen. Oh. I want to repeat this run. This run is blessed. Yeah, negative 90% war score cost. It's pretty based. I think this is like the highest you could stack your war score cost. But the funny thing is that you know what the most valuable modifier is for stacking war score cost? Or the most valuable thing to stack war score cost is not upgrading your government rank. It's just funny to me that they're like, oh, we're not going to do modifier stacking. And then, like, they lied because it is a modifier stacking game if you want it to be. I would just love, I don't know. The game will get better in time for sure. Like, I do believe that the game will be good eventually. I just think that they are. My frustration with 1.1 is that I think the devs aren't working on the things that they need to work on first. Before we add new features at all, we need to lock in on the current stuff that's already a mess. We don't need to add more things that are going to even more complicate the game. But I think that there's like already things that like I think Parliament needs to be reworked immediately. Like that's not good. I think that integration needs to be reworked. Military needs to be reworked. Colonization needs to be reworked. Right? Which isn't good to say that like when a game launches already, like isn't that a bad thing that when a game launches immediately, like you've got to rework like 10 things? It's like what are we doing? Clearly the game didn't release in the right state if like literally day one we're like, we already need to rework like 6 things. Like yeah, launch was better because levies were freaking good. Levies were good, and then that means the AI is better because if the AI uses mostly levies and the levies suck, then the AI sucks. Like it's not hard math, right? I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I think the government's just I don't know. Is it still? I want to see if they change this at all, or if this is still like the best thing you can do for war score cost. I don't know why I clicked so many. I just wanted to see. Is it this where you see? Yeah. Okay, that's still in the game. This is the absolute best thing you can do for war score cost, by the way. There's not like this is the thing that is the best. Upgrading your government rank is actively trolling. You should always be a level like staying as a county is just like the most insane value. You should strive to stay as a county forever. It's so good. It's so good. No, it is. You should never upgrade your government rank, guys. You're actively trolling. Okay, you could just take way less land now. Freaking negative 30%. 30% war score cost. Day one. All you gotta do is don't upgrade your government rank. You can be a GP. Because I was a great power as a county. That build is so good. This has to be my best build ever. The Austria plane release as fast out is like that is the peak build that I've ever come up with. Maybe we should play that run again. That run is based. Like that is the peak. Yes. Yes, but Mortal, the majority of what you're gonna be fighting will be kingdoms, right? Like the people that you can like think about, like if you're not able to annex somebody, they're probably a kingdom, or at least, right? Like if you can't just have one war annex them, then probably they're a kingdom. And so by that logic, you would get 20% war score cost most of the times. But you can get up to 30, right? Like if you're fighting like, but yeah, generally speaking, you're gonna get 20% war score cost at most. But the thing is that every time you upgrade your government rank, you're losing potentially 10%. I wish you could downgrade. That's actually one of the things that makes Byzantium, I think, the worst possible to start with. By the way. Well, not really. I don't think you could one-tap an empire even with the threat and wars. Negative 25% is not that great. I think I also played it. I played it really bad. I like it. If I knew how to, if I did it again, I could do a lot better. I think forming Rome makes you an empire, yeah. Like, look at the looking like. I think this is a. Yeah, this is like. This is 1690 or yeah, 1690. Is this like? No, this is claim CV. Because later on, I think I use like Parliament CV, and it's pretty funny. Still kind of a lot of war score. Oh, I haven't sieged the forts, that's why. I think my war score's not that crazy right now. But they actually nerfed the. Did you know they nerfed the age of which I think is crazy, they nerfed this age. The age of absolutism got nerfed. Like you can take less land in 1.1 than you could now because they took away the 10 war score cost from this in the age, which I think is like why, for one. But you see how this game, I'm like the electorate of Delhi. I don't have the naval hegemon, or I'm not the milla hegemon right now. I hadn't got big enough yet. Yeah, the CB balance is way off. Oh, I see. No worries, man. I appreciate you even looking into it. I don't mod, so I like can't. I have an idea for like a rework to Parliament, but it's kind of like a really like tough one. I've thought about like a lot of like what I would do though. Yeah. But like this one here. Oh, let's. Do I not have a bonus? That's weird. That seems glitched. It's like not giving me my bonus. I mean, it's a really old save to be fair, but I'm like, it's not giving me my bonus anymore. It should be negative. I don't know. That seems odd. Really old save, though. It's fine. Oh, wait, no, it's here. It's funny that this is showing, but it's not real. Because they took this away. So it's not really supposed to do that anymore. I like that. I'm sure some of you guys watched my video where I was like, things I didn't like about the game in 1.1 and stuff. A lot of people argued with me about my tech tree thing, and I heard journalists say the same thing that I did today, and I was like, that felt nice to have someone else back me on that. Basically, what I said about tech was that I feel like you can research everything that you want, and it's not good. Oh, how did I want Parliament to change? It was just an idea, but like, basically, I would want them to remove all of these things here. Right, just like straight up remove all of these, and then I would want Parliament to be called for, when you call Parliament, the issues themselves would be about, words are hard. The agendas would be like, there'd be a grouping. One of them would be like change value, and then you would move 5 towards a value, for example. You wouldn't change the law without that. I'm saying they should remove that so that if you do want to change the law, that it's painful. I think I think changing the law in your nation should be painful. By the way, like that should be destabilizing to be like, oh, by the way, we don't care if our heir is Sunni anymore, right? Like that should be destabilizing to your nation. If all of a sudden you're like, oh, by the way, it doesn't matter what religion our ruler is anymore. Like that should be a bit destabilizing. You know, like I'm referring to the heir religion. Like if you're all of a sudden just like, yeah, he can do what he wants, I don't care. Like I'm pretty sure that would be a little bit destabilizing to your nation. Yeah, I know they don't. I have political relation, and I know. I actually thought it was the opposite of painful. I loved it. I don't really feel like the Vassal's war leader made the game unplayable, personally. I don't even think I cared about it that much, but I don't even really know what the issue was, to be honest with you guys, on that front. But like it's just, to me, I didn't care about that much. I don't, you know, but I don't blame you guys for having that sentiment or anything like that. I'm just saying that's not an issue for me. Yeah, I don't like Parliament. I've never liked Parliament. Because I think that it's just like overpowered. I have a theory that Parliament didn't exist at some point in the play cycle or development cycle. And so this was relevant this was like actually something you'd want. That's my theory, is that like war with no CB, because I imagine like no CB would have been the only way to go to war kind of early on, right? And so having a modifier that made it less expensive to declare the war, I think would have been like super good as a modifier. But then I think that got power crept. But that's just like a random theory I have. So I'm like, that modifier is that's useless, right? But no, let's talk about the tech tree. Yeah. But I think that, like, I don't know. I think that Parliament, for now, here's what, okay, Mortal, here's the mod that I want, and I should, it can't be that hard to do, I'm sure, right? But, here's what I'd like you to do to Parliament. In the short term, or just a mod for it. I think I'd like this mod. Force every country to be locked into no parliament, but take away the penalty, if that makes sense. Because there's an option for it. I'll show you. Where can I find it? This thing. So make everyone have this, but take away the satisfaction equilibrium. Because then I feel like Parliament isn't in a good place, and I'd rather just, I don't know, was gone. But I'm like, that would like, I don't, if you just turned every nation to this, but then take away this penalty, because I don't really feel like it's necessary to have a penalty. Like, that doesn't seem like it'd be too hard of a change, would it be? I don't know. Another modder. What's up?
She cleaned the litter boxes.
I haven't. Yeah. But I'm like, it's not that I don't think there should be a parliament. I just don't like the way that it's designed right now. Like, I think that they could do so much more with that. You know? I agree that Parliament needs rework, not removed. I'm more so in the short term before, like, my idea would just be like all the things that I want to change right now are just like, this system doesn't work very well, so I just want it removed in the short term until they fix it. Like, when I say professionals should be removed and mercenaries should be removed, it's not that I really would, like, obviously I want those things to be in the game. I just think that they're implemented so poorly, I'd rather they weren't. Right? What don't need rework? I don't know. You know what I would say is that the control system didn't need to be reworked. But that already happened, so you know. The things that don't need to be reworked are the ones that are. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the things that they don't need to rework are the ones getting reworked. So that's why I like that's what makes me upset about 1.1. That is the number one thing that I don't like, is that the things that they're reworking are the things, and it's like, bro, don't half-ass shit either. Like, this return to port being completely not usable is annoying. Like, it's not very helpful for me to just have them return to port if they're not going to jump back out, you know? Like, what is that? Don't half-ass these things. Don't add them unless they're ready. Like the thing is that they need to go back to guarding after the war. You know? No, I'm not saying that control rework is bad, Taylor. I just think it's not that high in the priority list for me. That's my problem. That's my issue with it. Like, I'm not saying that, like, oh, it's bad that, like, they're adding bad things, like, you know. No, I think the things they're adding are fine. It's just, like, not what we need. Also, mass urbanization is overpowered. By the way. In this game, I went with that. I'm like, mass urbanization is rigged. It's so OP. I need the auto expand mod. Actually, though. I kind of think like the food penalty isn't punishing enough. I thought that I would like starve and have like a super hard time with it, but it's like it doesn't seem like it was that bad. Yeah, I actually think the building system is like the Victoria part of the game is pretty good. It doesn't need reworks. Like the economy, I think the economy definitely needs like it has issues, but oh yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable, Mortal. But I think the economy has issues, right? Like, obviously, I have like taxes on, but I turned taxes on really high, like, for the video, for the laws. But before I did that, well, you know, go back to here or something. Yeah, the economy system is a huge improvement. But the problem is that it goes too hard. So the question is, how do they fix that? Like, oh, let me just say this. I'm not like the most. I'm not that great with the economy, right? Like, sure, right? Like that's relatively simple to say. But I have 9,000 tax base as someone who doesn't know what they're doing, right? Why does France have 2,000? That's like a fraction of what I have, and I'm not even good with the economy. Or like, why does England have? It's just like the AI can't even keep up or even come close to keeping up. Right, like the AI doesn't understand economy, so they can't keep up. So then, it's just like super unbalanced. And we basically, I'm doing great. I don't know that I'm doing great. I'm trying, but like but the question becomes like, okay, one of the biggest issues I had with EU4 and the majority of people had is that you win by like the first 100 years, right? And I feel like EU5 didn't solve that issue. Basically, it's like the same thing. It's like, oh, you win in 100 years. And that sucks because it's not that fun to only play for 100 years. I think that the levy change was bad. Did you guys remember the change they made where levies they were responding for like over and over? Well, you can say play harder nations, but you're gonna run into the same issue. Right? Like, sure, you could start as Ulm, but like eventually you're gonna have a standing army, and then you'll beat everybody just as easily. Also, the force allies button. Can we agree that's stupid? Sure. What does that do for levies? Well, it made it so levies could be like levies used to be able to be like re-recruited. Like kind of over and over. Like if you lost your levies, you could just recruit new levies. And it was like always like that. And they finally fixed it at some point. But I'm like that. I don't know that. I don't know if that was a good change or not. What force allies button? I'm talking about like when you have an ally, you can just like use 10 favors to force them into your war. I'm like, why did they do that? Why did Paradox think that was a good idea? They're like, you can just call your guy, like for 10 favors, you can force your ally into your war for you. I'm not sure if it was on release or not. But you guys remember that? No, they don't. It's just like, no, they don't have to force. It's just like a, you call them in for favors. They don't have, it doesn't matter what their opinion is of the war. It's like you have them at gunpoint. They have to. You know? Yeah, but like that's not okay. That's in the game. Like I can't get behind that. That's why I say like they just disregard everything from EU4 that made sense. Like, hey, you can trade favors to get an extra opinion to go to war, right? That's reasonable. Being able to force someone into a war for 10 favors is stupid. Yeah, they can force you into wars, but you're not going to do anything where they are, right? Yeah, but you get forced into wars all the time. It's stupid. Like I disagree with it on both sides. I don't want to be forced into a random war. Doesn't make any sense. That's not how diplomacy works. You know? It just doesn't make sense ever. You know, like you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm America. I'm going to go to war with Greenland or something. I want because we want the. I'm going to force France into the war for 10 favors." Like, no, that's not how it works. I'm sorry. You know, like that's just not how life works. You can't just force people into your wars against their will. That does not make any sense, right? Like it's just like it should never be a thing. You can't do that. Especially when it's so easy to get favors. Yeah. I think money just goes too crazy though. I 100% think it should just be removed as a mechanic. Nah, Jedi. Nah. If it was EU5, they would have called in the entirety of the United States Army. That's how it would that's how it would have worked. Sorry. Plus, it's a skill issue. Like, also, what about being able to break people's alliances for 20 favors? Oh, I don't really want to get involved in politics, you know? Landing levies. Oh, God. Levies, man. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't pay that. I probably don't pay enough attention to politics, but 20 favors isn't a lot though when you can just send a diplomat to do that. Right? Like, why is it a viable strategy? Okay, let me explain to you the scenario. I'm France, okay? So I decide that I want to ally Portugal, and then in 5 years, I convince him to break alliance with Castile, where they may have been allied for 100 years. You see the issue there? That makes 0 sense. I sent a diplomat for 5 years to Portugal to convince him that his 100-year alliance, he should drop that. And it's not like he has a choice. Like, he's going to drop that. You see the issue? Like, it's these forced actions that don't have, like, they don't have opinions. It's 50 in EU4, yeah. And I think, I also think that it's not a good thing in EU4 as well. Like, I think it's, like, not, it doesn't make sense that someone would just break alliance with somebody that easily. Like even in EU4, even though it costs more, I think it's like a mechanic that shouldn't exist. Unless, like, I feel like you should have to have been allied to the nation longer than the other nation to even do it. Like, you should have, like, if it was like a, you know, if you were like a long time ally to somebody and you know, they were like a newer alliance, I could see it. But I feel like there should be like, it should be harder. But I just think it's like things like that are like, I feel like there's like a lot of situations where you can like, you know, force stuff that shouldn't exist. Yeah, you're gonna break that alliance. What's up? Okay, hon. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Where's the crash out? I'm here. Can we talk about how dumb this is? Can we? Just for a moment. Just for a moment, okay? What are we talking about here? 1462 a month for diplomats? What are we thinking? Do you want to know what early access was like? Here you go. You weren't allowed to go below this. Everything was always at like at least like this. This was like how it was. Imagine how much harder the economy would be if this is what it was like. And how much more balanced it was literally like this. Like, basically, the lowest possible was 50%. So if you did this, it was the equivalent of what this is. So, but they removed that because the AI was too poor. AI couldn't handle it. So now we just have sliders that we don't pay for. You used to be able to start off to your army maintenance all the way too. And your navy and fort. That was a funny one. No, it's not. I mean, yeah, but like, it's kind of dumb, right? That you can just not pay your for diplomatic spending, but then you still have diplomats that you're using. So what are these guys, just like on welfare, or like what's the deal with them? What do you think about very slow speed of integration? I think that integration itself isn't that slow. It's the fact that you have to culture convert. They do diplomacy for the love of the game. Okay, all right. Fair. These guys just work for free. Giga chats. I don't know how they pay the bills, but I guess, yeah, you know, they don't have to. I hate what they did the culture conversion now. By the way, can we all agree that they ruined culture conversion in 1.1? I hate it. They made it so subjects are even more necessary than before. By the way, with their change to culture conversion, because now you don't get any culture conversion unless you have control, and the only way you get control is by using subjects. But I think people complain about integration being slow, and I don't really agree. I think it's not that bad. Oh, for sure. For sure. I've complained about that. I mean, I hate that everything has the same menu that we're sitting in this square. I hate it. I'm like, I love an EU4 where you click the button and it pops up in the middle of your screen as like the H or E. Like that is just like so much better. I don't like that everything goes through these like laws, man. It feels like I'm in, I don't know, an Excel spreadsheet. Everything I do in the game is just an Excel spreadsheet. Like every law is just like, you know, I don't know. It's not, it feels like not, sometimes not enough of a game. Like I feel like EU4 is just like more fun with the buttons you click, right? Like the buttons feel better to click in EU4. Which I know is like a weird take. No, what's your comment on my second biz video? No, we're just chatting a little bit. We're not doing anything too heavy. Not really playing anything too heavy. Click the star? I don't know. Never bother. Favorites? The thing is, I understand that people aren't a fan of EU4, but there's certain things that in the EU4 were good. Like I don't think those are things that like they're just good because they like buttons that are satisfying to click. You know? Like that's not something that even someone that doesn't like EU4 would be like, that's probably better, right? Like can we agree that the governance system is better from a UI perspective in EU4 where you get like your 3 options here and then you can just click one? Like that's so much nicer. It's not that it's like not that big of a deal either. I'm just talking about like the UI for like laws, right? Is like so much better. You know? Like instead I got to go into a menu and then do it into another menu. And yeah, I think the reforms are more interesting as well. But I don't know. Like they even have the icons here, you know? I'm like, just make it like EU4 was. If you hold right click, you can see. Yeah, it's terrible, right? It just ruins everything. Like, oh my god, what am I looking at? Yeah. But what about like okay, the Catholic Church UI is so much worse than it was in EU4. Agree or disagree? Agree? That's fair. Now, let me ask you this. And please feel free to, say the things. What UI do you think is better in EU5 than in EU4? Because I'd say some UI, sure. Like what are the biggest things that are improvements from EU4 in general? Like what do you like that was changed the most? Like I'd say like estates is one that I think is a big upgrade from EU4. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think it's the only thing. Okay, tell me what you guys think of this. Do you guys think it's necessary that we lose legitimacy when we want to grab a privilege to the estates? That's the one thing I don't like about estates. I'm like, why do we need to lose legitimacy? I just want to get my estates done and then move on with my life. You give away power? Well, then why does that affect my legitimacy? Can you have 0 legitimacy these days? Did they change that? What happens if you have 0 legitimacy? You get a coup attempt. So, oh, you can go down to 30 now then, not 50. What's even the chance? 1% a month? I guess you probably would not get it. Wow. Wow, 1%? They give it to me on like the 4th month? Crazy. Criminal. Right, it hurts your money because you have to pay for it. How did you get by the economy stagnation? I don't really feel like there's an economy stagnation myself in the 1400s. But I might just be misunderstanding what you mean. Like, I don't know, I have a 1422 save. Maybe my economy is stagnated. Yeah, never build those. That's a trap. Counting houses are fake. Is my economy stagnated in this situation? I never build counting houses. I think they're fake. I think that if you're having stagnation, do you urbanize, Ethan? Are you like actively building new cities to build more stuff in? Can you go through all the buildings and tell me how many of them are traps? No. I don't know. I don't build enough to tell you. I know that the counting house is a trap though. That's for sure. The castle's a trap. Oh. The theater. Bro, remember the theater guy? Is that Jedi? Jedi, are you the theater guy? I feel like you're the theater guy. Are you the legendary theater guy? Dude, wharfs are not a trap. What do you mean? They're great. They give you harbor capacity. Ethan, I will recommend check out Generalist. He's the economy guy. If you're having some eco issues. No, I think they're good. I think you should build your wharfs everywhere. They're good. Wharfs and docks. But 700 days goes by in no time when you're having fun. Right? Yeah, he's great with economy. I'm like a noob when it comes to economy myself. So I wouldn't, you know. I just go with my heart. But sometimes my heart's not right. Well, you got to build them for the, you know, the harbor capacity. That's why you build them. They give 0.1 harbor capacity. They're not worthless. Yeah, the playmaker way. If anybody wage war based, true. Yeah, exactly. Land meta. Let's go. Land meta, no boat. You're not gonna like this campaign then. Look at all these boats I built. So many boats. And I actually have like a navy that can transport and has heavies. I'm sorry, I betrayed you. The burgers are back though, baby. Negative 31K subs. That's an oddly specific number. It's about patch 1.1. I thought you could figure that one out from the title, but I'm here to help. Is it bad? Yeah. I don't know that it's bad. I feel like don't you guys feel like you're so much more overpowered as the player though now? Like before, there's no way that I have this much value as Byzantium. Like I have so much control. And I'm not even being that effective with it. Like I don't even think I put my local governors in smart places. I just felt like I couldn't be bothered to care, so I didn't. I see, I see. But I feel like you like I mean I'll give you the example. Actually, I'm curious for you guys. Like if you look at my Spain run, what do you guys think about this? And what would you think would be like where it should be balanced? So I think it's like an interesting question. So let's say you're playing like the Great Spanish Dynasty, right? Let's just theorize. Let's just theorize. Do you think it's reasonable to have decent control in Iberia, India, and China? Like that can't be right, like right? Like That can't be good for gameplay, can it? Like, what do you guys think? But like no, I'm just like asking you guys, like genuinely, like what should be what would you think would be reasonable in this scenario? Do you guys think this is good gameplay, or do you guys think this is not good? No control in India? I mean, to be fair, if I load back, my capital is actually not where it's like really capital is. You think the main issue is with mission trees? I mean, I tend to disagree, but yeah, that's just me. Let me go back though. But I don't know that breaking the game, it's not like I'm doing something that's like that innovative or anything, right? It's just like this is what the game allows you to do now. But like this is a say before. Like the fact that I have 100 control areas in all 3 of these places doesn't seem like good balance wise, right? Or what do you guys think? Like just balance wise, like does it make sense to have control like this wherever you want? I think they invalidate the control system. Now, like okay, and then I feel like all the okay. So the local governors, you have to have a road that connects, right? So are you now incentivized to snake to the most valuable land, and then do that? Because that's almost like it seems like that is a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it seems like that's incentivizing you to do that. Like, okay, I want my local governor. I want Bohemia, right? Like, so I'm going to snake my way to Bohemia through one little road corridor. That can't be like a good idea, right? Yeah, like you want Bohemia, you know? So you snake all the way to Prague and then you can get control there? Yeah, someone from Romania. I don't know. I've never seen it, but they did it. Right. Well, it's because my capital is in India. But then basically I probably shouldn't be able to get so much control in Iberia then, right? Yeah, why did they change their way away from Bohemia? What were they thinking? I just think governors make it so you can do whatever you want. Like, the game doesn't have enough restrictions in place. EU5 is like the do whatever you want game. Like, there's no force limit, there's no overextension. You know, there's like the AE doesn't really do anything. Like, I feel like in a sense that that's what EU5 is. It's like the no restrictions game. Just you're in creative mode, do whatever you want, which is like fun occasionally, but sometimes you don't want to be in creative mode. Kind of. But I think it's like not. Like I can see that argument, but like it's not enough. But I think this is like a fundamental issue. Like I don't think this is like a very good game design. To have like I get that I'm playing Spain and they're like a little bit broken, sure, but even in the sense that if you had 80 proximity, right? Like I know that I'm cheesing it with the Iberia building, sure, but even if I had 80 proximity, that would be an issue, right? After Byzantium, you think there's tall playing? I think after playing Byzantium, I think that going or urbanizing your nation is really OP. Yeah, people that say they can't blob, I don't know, man. I disagree. Antagonism. What's the word in Vicky 3? I can't remember. Infamy, that's right, infamy. But no, I think this is like, I don't like this. I think that they made control easier to get in this game now. Significantly easier. Right? Like, and that invalidates their system a little bit. Which is like whatever, I guess, but it's like now you get so much value from just like, for example, like any nation probably just wants to invade like, you know, like Italy, for example. Like who wouldn't want to just invade Italy now? Before it was like you're not going to like be able to do that because of AE, right? But or not AE, but control. But now it's like, why wouldn't you just invade Italy as anyone? Sure, maybe you're like, I'm going to stay historical, but other than that, I'm just saying that gameplay wise. Like you're playing Brandenburg, like why not invade Italy then? You're going to get so much value. You know what I mean though? It just seems like not good gameplay wise. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, just invade Italy and put a naval capital there. That's just like, because that's, I mean, for one, Italy, generally speaking, invading Italy, you will not get much antagonism because they're not in the HRE and they're different culture than Germany. Right? I think that they, but I'm just saying like stuff like that is like not ideal, right? Where they're like, but like, let's say I'm playing Spain, right? Before, if I went and invaded Italy, there's not a lot of value there, but now there's a ton of value with the, you know, the naval governor, and it's kind of like, should that be a thing that I can just invade Italy and get tons of value? Sure, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying now you get a lot more value from doing that. Similarly, when I played Byzantium, like Byzantium's got so much stronger in this patch because of governors. Like I feel like Byzantium was kind of tough with control. Like having your capital in Constantinople felt really bad before. Now it feels like it's an insanely strong capital spot. But similarly, it's like I imagine that like if you can invade in England, you should do that as anyone or something, right? Like I'm playing Brandenburg, like I should probably try to figure out how to invade England because I could put a naval governor over there. Right? Can you imagine how strong France is now? Like France easily wins 100 Years War and then gets like nearly full value up there. I bet France is like insanely good now. I mean, like were already good, but I'm saying like, you know, imagine doing that. Yeah, that's insane. Or like, what about Egypt? Like, shouldn't I just invade Egypt like every time and take like their capital? Like they have insane amount of people here now. Like this would probably be insane value. Just go in here and like just conquer some land here. That's like a million people with good control. I'm not saying Constantinople is terrible. I just think it wasn't the best. Well, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like in general, like you should do it every time. But like, but you know, theoretically, you should just invade China like this. This is just like the best thing to do every time, right? Just invade China and then put a naval harbor down. You're chilling. Doesn't matter. Also, the mandate is stupid. The mandate's like, oh, you don't have to worry about culture anymore. You can just accept everybody. Like, why? Why can Catholic take the mandate of heaven? And why is it that it gives me 40 culture capacity? Just like, oh, you can just accept everyone now. Forget the integration mechanic. That's what taking the mandate does. It's like, forget the culture conversion part. You can just always have it be cored. You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. Cool. Cool. I'm glad that the grabbing the mandate just it invalidates that system completely. Plus 50. I have this on, so I'm taking a debuff even. Like, isn't that ridiculous? I'm taking a 20% debuff, but it's plus 50. But I'm just saying, like, that invalidates like kind of like culture, right? Plus 50. And imagine adding percent modifiers that you can get. Like, there is research for plus 20% culture capacity. That's going to be insane for these guys, you know? That's like going to be like plus 10. I think the mandate is like, yeah, just like invalid. And then you can actually play the game. Like, imagine, that's why I feel like it's so powerful, the mandate, because now you can integrate without subjects because you don't have to culture convert. Like, just think about that. Like, I think that's what makes, like, in a world conquest, I know that that's not that interesting for most people, but I think the mandate is like completely mandatory or insanely strong. But here's a question for you guys. If I'm playing China and I'm using the new governors and all that sort of thing, the control I can get in China is insanely high in comparison to what it used to be. Is that good for game design / balance? There's a question for you guys. Do you think that China should have super high control everywhere? Even though I'm sure the AI doesn't really, but I understand that. Sure. Which shouldn't be a thing. Actually, in early access, it wasn't a thing. If you unaccepted cultures, you would lose those cores. I don't know why they took that away, but they did. That used to be a thing, though. If you like unaccepted a culture, you would lose your cores. I don't do it because I think it's cheese. I think it's like cheating, so I don't do it. But yeah, I know you can. I'm just talking about control, though. And I think that they did it because of the HRE. I think that they decided to ruin the game because of the HRE. Because before it would be like if you unaccepted a culture, then you would lose those cores. But I think because of the HRE being the way it is, if you you become the Holy Roman Empire, you're not going to have all those cultures accepted. So they changed it so it doesn't revert. Oh, Sal, I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that, like, but I think they do a lot of lazy stuff like that. Right. And I'm not saying that it's completely wrong. But I'm just saying, like, I think I think that like part of playing China that made it difficult is that you have so much land and that it's not very well controlled. And I feel like that adds some balance to it. Where it's like you have all this insane land, but you're kind of limited in what you can actually extract value out of. Where now it's like that's not the case. And you broke their minds with the HRE World Conquest map. Maybe. But I don't know. I feel like my early impressions are that control is too easy now. Like you can get too much control at some point. Like I think that part of the balance of the game is that it's hard to have high control in lands that are far away from your nation. I think that the community is so separate from people that want EU4 or they want EU4 too, and the people that want EU5. And like the difference of those opinions of those people. Like I thought it was a lot more reasonable, the old system. Where it's like you are kind of limited by like I think it was a really good organic system where like, oh, we have better and better roads, right? And so that we're able to get better and better control over time as the ages go out. Right? Right. Where now now it's like, oh, they've invalidated that system now. Where it's like now we don't really need roads and we don't have to wait longer to do this, right? Because before, even with World Conquest, was like you kind of the way that you played before was like you're going to be able to get control in like one region, and then you're just going to have no control anywhere else. I think they have to do something with the economy in general where it's not like so ridiculous. Like you never made like 5,000 a month in EU4. Unless you're doing some like really cheesy like build where you like stack certain things, right? Yeah. Yeah, Suhas could do it, but the normal player isn't going to have that much money. I feel like they made money too. Like money is like super too accessible in this game. I think that roads seem impactful as time goes on, but I think that's like a good thing, right? Because it's like the way that it used to be was like, okay, you level 1 roads, they don't do much. Level 2 roads, they do a little bit more. The level 3 roads, they do a little bit more, and progressively, right? And then when you get level 4 roads, they're like really, really good. But that kind of gives you this dynamic of like you get more control as the game goes on, right? Where now it's like we just invalidated that system. And we're talking 6 capitals right? Or even if you say they're not quite capitals, they're 80%. But I understand a second capital, but why a sixth capital? You know what I mean? I think 2 capitals is cool. 6 is like, what are we doing? Well, I think you have a problem with naval governors still, William, because why should naval get something that land doesn't? Why are we forced to go naval every game because we get extra capitals from naval? I think that's how it should be, William. I think if you shouldn't be able to get local. For one, I think the naval governors should just change. Like, I don't think it's like very fun that you have to have disconnection from your land, because that creates really like weird gameplay where you're like intentionally disconnecting your land to get control. So I think that's bad. But yeah, also I think that land should allow you to get local governors. I think. I just talked about this, but people didn't like it. Where I talked about the idea, like the tech tree, and that they should make it so if you take one thing, you can't get the other thing. Like, for example, I don't know, maybe a splitting choice here. Like you can't have both of these. You have to pick. So you like pick this or this, and it blocks the other choice. But people like were mad about that. They're like, I want to be able to get everything. That's not fun if I have to not get things I want. I'm like, okay, whatever, whatever. Like, I like choices though, right? Like, I like having to pick between things, maybe 2 things that I want. Well, the problem is I explained this in my video where it's like, if you rated everything between a 1 and a 10, you can get everything that you between 6 and 10. I would say. So like if you rated every tech idea between 1 and 10, you can easily unlock everything that's like 5 to 10. And that's what the issue I think is for me. You shouldn't be able to get everything that's between 5 to 10. Basically everything that you really want, you can have. Right, or EU4 had ideas, right? It's like if you pick an idea group, you now cannot pick other idea groups that you might want. Right? Or at least for a while. So you have to pick a choice. I think that we need choices in the game that like between 2 things. That's fun. Where maybe you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have made that choice, right? I don't think they should buff the level 1 to 5s. I just think that they should make it so you can't get everything you want. Or maybe they should buff, like maybe they should do that. I don't know. Maybe they should take out a lot of the fluff. You know? Like supply limit. Who cares? You know? Or like they're like I don't know, things like this. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going colonial. Like why would I care? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's just like legislative efficiency has been deleted. Like, why would I ever want that? You know? I'm never building forts. I'm never building fort limit. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that's like you don't care about, right? Right. But that's the thing about it. It's like, I think also it's like with values, I think that it would be cool if there was some tech that was behind values. Like, and it would like disable it if you moved back above 50. Like maybe they can make land better by having certain techs that you had to have 50 land to get. And then it would be a choice, right? Like maybe you get like proximity impact versus the naval governor, right? And you have to pick because you can't have both, right? Or something like this. Maybe that's a bad example, but it's more of the idea behind it. Like, oh, if you want to have like tools workshops, you have to have like 50 towards capital economy, for example. Again, maybe these examples aren't the best that I'm giving you, but it's the idea conceptually. Like you want to be able to integrate area, like maybe you need to be like belligerent 50. Like, again, just maybe these aren't good examples, but I'm just gonna shooting it out there. Or maybe if you want like special boats, you have to be naval 50. Things like that. It's just an idea. And maybe, I mean, but what, like, should they just remove legislative efficiency? Like, I think they should. I think it's kind of a joke. Or they need to make legislative efficiency, like, matter way more. Like, for example, like, maybe they should make like the baseline law take like 10 years to put through. And then like every 10% like saves you a year, because then it's actually something you would like actually care about. Right? Like maybe laws should take like a long ass time, and then legislative efficiency would be like something you would actually care about. But right now it's like, who cares? Sal, did you know that this in early access this was called admin efficiency? Did you know that? They renamed it right before release from admin efficiency. Fun fact for you guys, if you didn't know that. Did you know legislative efficiency used to give you cabinet efficiency? And it was useful? It actually used to give cabinet efficiency. So it was like a modifier that you would like actually wanted, because like you could make your cabinet like you're better at integrating now. It no longer reduces antagonism. No, it has no effect on antagonism. Now it does nothing. They used to do 2 things that you cared about. Now it does 0 that you care about. I don't. But it's like, I feel like I don't know. My overall opinion in EU5 is that they like were too ambitious with everything. They're like, we're gonna do all of these things. It's like, you should have just stuck with like, keep it simple, and then use DLCs to expand it on it. Like, imagine a world where they just like focused on like 10 situations instead of like 40. Like they could have made the 100 Years' War way better. They could have made the Italian Wars, the League Wars better. Like focus on the things that, like make your game in a way where you don't have that many people that can work on it. Right? And so maybe you should not be so ambitious and try to do so much. That's what I think. It's like, let's not make the game 500 years long. Let's start off with 200 years. And let's lock in those 200 years and make them really, really fun. And then we'll work on DLCs later that can expand upon that. And then we can focus in on, and it's just too much stuff. I feel like their team isn't big enough to like, I don't. That's what I think. It's like almost no situations are good. Like I think the Italian Wars isn't very good. The 100 Years' War is like okay. I think the Ottoman situation's okay. The Timurid situation's like I don't know. The Timurids are just like broken and need like severe reworks actually. But yeah, the situations aren't very good. I think they're good in principle. I like the idea of situations. Like I think the Ottoman situation's good. If I was to be like, okay, what's the best situation in the game? It's probably the Rise of the Turks. I think that's like what do you guys think? What's the best situation that's in the game? Do you guys think like that? Just like this is good game design. This is fun, etc. This is balanced. Follow you on. Like, what do you guys think of the Italian Wars? Robert Barron? That's not a situation. Oh, you know what though? How about the Brandenburg one? Like actually, they made that Brandenburg disaster pretty good. Can we agree? What do you guys think? What do you guys think on that topic? I have not played Delhi from the start. You think the Colombian exchange is great? Just peak gameplay? Is that what you're telling me? What Italian Wars gives you a free reconquest CB on anyone in Italy is kind of like I guess like what I would say that it does. Like that's like you can go and join leagues, right? Like you can like form little like coalition groups that you can fight. But more or less like well, it differs, Gregory, because it triggers based upon someone from outside Italy invading Italy, I think. Really, I feel like Muscovy is actually one of the best nations for content. I don't have. I think that actually they feel very unique. Yeah, you have to get into and also the conditions for it are ridiculous. Like, oh, you need to take all of Italy. That seems a little excessive, doesn't it? Like, okay, how am I gonna do that without getting coalition by everybody? Did you know that like AE is way like lower than it was before? By the way, you used to get so much more antagonism in early access. Because you would get a lot more antagonism from outside your group, but now you don't. I don't like the way the Reformation works either. I think absolutism is a joke as well. What do you guys think? Who here likes the age of absolutism and the absolutist versus like liber whatever? Is anyone here just like, okay, I like that? That's pretty solid. I know, man. I'm sad too. If I could go back to those builds, I think I would. I didn't think they would make the game worse though, you know? Anyone in the chat just like I love absolutism and the way that it works. I am a huge absolutism enjoyer. Complacency is a joke. Yeah. Well, it looks like we don't have any absolutism enjoyers. I was hoping that someone would argue with me or something, you know? Be like, you're wrong. Absolutism's peak. I'm in this right here. Like, you are wrong. Absolutism is peak. W. All right, tell me why. What about absolutism do you think is peak? Do you like the crown power that you get, or like what? Now listen here. I know you guys never make it because you guys like to play on 3-speed or something. I don't know. I imagine the average player just plays on 3-speed or something. I don't know. But like, for the people that actually have played absolutism, have you guys ever tried to remove every privilege? Like, I feel like it's like not good for you, right? It's like actively harmful for you to do that. Like an EU4, it's like they're you know, you want to do it because like absolutism is so powerful. But have you guys ever tried to remove every privilege? Because I feel like it's like, yeah, I think the meta is removing nothing, right? Like I think it's like it's a bad idea, right? Right, in EU4 you should do that. Absolutism is the best thing ever. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, you can cheese it. But like let's say you do remove every privilege and whatever, right? Do you feel like that was like do you feel like that was worth it? Because I'd say no, personally. Like I like definitely no. Definitely not worth it. But that's just my take. Because I feel like it's just like now you're getting more rebels. And that's probably and you probably didn't need to make more money by this point in the game anyways. Now your estates hate you for life. You're gonna get way more rebels. And I don't know that that's really great. And you might lose control too because you're gonna have less estate, like, you know, satisfaction equilibrium. I don't think Corn Country like is that annoying, but isn't it kind of painful that you don't get any CB in the Age of Absolutism too? Maybe I'm EU4 brained when I say, and maybe that's the issue for me, is that my favorite age in EU4, at least when I first played the game, was the Age of Absolutism. And then, and so it's like I really wanted the Age of Absolutism to feel like pretty fun because I enjoyed it in EU4, and then it's just like, wow, you don't actually get to conquer any faster. In fact, it feels slower to conquer because people have high tax base now. I feel like that's for me one of the worst parts of it. You actually can conquer less now, and your people are mad. Like I don't know, feels kind of bad. And do you really want to get rid of all those privileges that are helping you, like, you know, giving things you actively want? I like in EU4, it's like there's a payoff, right? Because yeah, you're getting rid of these privileges that are good for you, but like admin efficiency isn't super valuable, right? So it's like it's a worthwhile trade-off. Where there is basically no trade-off to removing all your privileges here. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, I used to save my golden age for absolutism as well, or like imperialism. I used to save my age of or my golden age, right, for like whenever I would get like imperialism CB. But doesn't imperialism CB feel like it's so like forever though? And why do we have to fabricate claims for everything, man? Please, Paradox. It's so tedious. Just let me freaking declare imperialism on people. You made me wait till 1737 anyways. Like, please. I don't deserve this, you know? Yeah. I agree. I agree that it wasn't great for republics because, like, yeah, it was just like you're trolling. Your monarchies are way better, right? It's 4 years. 4 years. Isn't it 4 years for CBs, or am I being mad? I could be just being mad. You know what's really frustrating too? Like you get an event, right? Like some historical event, and it gives you a claim on a nation. Like, but it's only a 4-year claim, and oftentimes I have a truce already, and I don't even get to use the historical claim now. How frustrating is that? To me, I'm like, this is infuriating. Why? Like, this is not cool. You know? I'm like, you just gave me a historical, like, you just gave me a historical CB that I can't even use because it's gonna expire before the truce does. And then yeah, that's cool. Why do you have to get a CB for reconquest on your own land? It's your own land. Why do I need a spy to do that? What is the spy doing exactly when he's fabricating that reconquest? Why? How is he fabricating it? What do you mean? It's my land. They took it from me. I want it back. What is my spy doing over there? You know? Why is there never a claim that just like I have that claim? True. But I'm just like, I get that people don't want it to be EU4 too, but why not take some things like that? Yeah, well, like anytime, like, have you ever got a claim? Okay, there's like an event for like the Timurids or I don't remember who, but you get a claim on like a big region, but you only have 4 years. You can't declare war on that entire region. I think it's the Timurids. It's like you get a claim on like Anatolia. It's like, dude, I can't declare war on all of Anatolia in 4 years. Well, I guess I could, but I I don't think you should be able to, if that makes sense. Like it's not reasonable for me to be like, I'm gonna invade everyone at once. Why, like I hate when they give you a perma claims like that. Or like there's an event for like I think Muscovy to go after Novgorod, but dude, I had a truce, and it's like, well, okay, that's rough. I don't get to use that now. Exactly. Why does why does Biz have to why does Biz have to fabricate reconquest on the Ottomans? Doesn't that seem wrong? Why? Why am I sending a spy out to fabricate a claim on my own land? Like, you know, how does that make any sense? In my Byzantium video, I made a comment. I had to delete. I had to edit out my second line where I told people to drown. I was like, I should have left it in there. I said that anyone that calls Byzantium Rome should try drowning. But I edited it out of the video because I was like, I probably shouldn't tell people to drown within the first 10 seconds of the video. Yeah, I think that they would have had a lot more success. They should have just made EU4 too. With like pops and control. I don't know. Are you going full absolutism? No. No, I'll go libertarian or liberalism. Generally speaking, I think it's better. Yeah. Yep. I think that the fun part of it comes down to like a lot of things I mentioned, but you know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not doing anything productive, so I think I've yapped for long enough. I guess before we go, does anyone want to see anything? What kind of runs would you like to see in the future after we finish this Byzantium one? What do you guys think would be fun to watch before we call it a day? Sweden. I guess I could play. I haven't played Sweden in a minute. Russia. Delhi. France. Armenia. Is that a playable nation? They fixed the Doom mechanics with Aztecs? That's awesome. Maybe I'll play the Aztecs. I actually wanted to form the Aztecs. Like that could be fun. They fixed it though, for sure. Cool. I will maybe I'll give that a try. But you guys want to see Sweden, you guys want to see Delhi, huh? Delhi could be interesting. I mean, if people like the video, like here's the thing. I will form Rome if people really want me to. But it just depends on how well the video does. Like I don't mind. I appreciate you, Gregory. W. They hit a wall. Like a mental wall of like I can't do it. The tedium is too much. I cannot do it. I've already formed Rome in a video though. To be fair, on my channel. But not as Byzantium. But I'm like, I mean, that's why I thought if I at least get like a ton of stacks that can with siege bonus, it wouldn't be that bad. Is Japan any fun? I don't know. I haven't tried Japan in a long time. I wouldn't know. I think though what happened to me is like I feel like if you actually want to form Rome, you just need to skip the age of absolutism, like literally just 5-speed and AFK, because you need imperialism to actually take any amount of land that's worth it. I feel like that's like kind of true. Like, don't waste your time playing the age of absolutism. Just freaking 5-speed or 7-speed your way through. But anyways, yeah, have a nice night, guys. We'll catch you guys soon.